Hey everyone, welcome to Good DIY Plans. In this video, we're going to be going over building this beautiful wild hog panel fence. So this is a beginner step-by-step tutorial on how to make this so that you can make it in your space as well. The benefit of this fence is that it keeps your pets in and unwanted visitors out, all while preserving that beautiful view. So this particular design has already been built by about 3,000 people. Some people have chosen to review it. We have 82 reviewers, and so far we've got 4.9 stars, which is really solid for this design. So let's go over some actual images of the build. So it looks like people are using this for keeping animals in, also for landscaping and gardening as well. The overall dimensions are 38 inches of what you see above ground. It's 21.5 inches for what's below. And then each of these panels is 82 inches from end to end. So let's go ahead and dive into how to actually make this. The first part would be to make the housing for the metal panels. So this is just some simple 2x4s here. We have two 72-inch pieces, two 36-inch pieces that go on the ends here. And you need to connect these with 3.5-inch screws. So you need to pre-drill and countersink this area. The reason why is you don't want this wood to split. That'll make for a very weak panel. So pre-drill that, countersink. And next, what we need to do is go ahead and drop the full-size panel, which comes in 72 by 36 inches, right into that housing. It's going to fit nice and neat in that space. Okay, so you can use some temporary staples here, or heavy-duty staples rather, so that the panel itself doesn't slide around, especially when the wood eventually does kind of deteriorate and rot. You want the panel to be nice and secured, so go ahead and add these, but you'll see that we're going to add additional reinforcement to make sure that panel goes nowhere. So on top here, we're going to be adding two 72-inch 2x4s. So these are going to go directly on top of the panel here. And then you can secure this with 2.5-inch screws. And the reason why we're using 2.5-inch screws is we don't want them poking through to the other side and hurting somebody. So on the sides here, this can also be secured using 3.5-inch screws, just like we did for the bottom one. This way it's not going to be popping up on the ends here and everything is nice and square. All right, so when you're done, this is what that should look like. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to add a 75-inch 2x4 as like a topper here. So use 3.5-inch screws for this. Make sure to stagger the screws so you don't have any screw collision as well. That's important. When I pre-drill and I see that there's a possibility of that, I just use like an old drill bit to make sure that, I'm not going to ruin a nice, drill bit just to kind of make sure that there's no screw collisions. So go ahead and connect that together. Next, we're going to add the posts. So depending on the kind of soil you have, or if you're just going to be fastening this directly to a deck, for example, you may not need 60-inch long 4x4s. These may need to be longer or they might need to be shorter. So it really depends on your situation. But in this case, 60 inches. And what we're going to do is we're going to attach the panel itself to the 4x4s. So we're going to do this directly through the sides here, through the 2x4. And then these screw holes will be concealed and covered up, so you can just go ahead and add them. There is a little bit of an overhang that you can do. So I left here about 1/2 inch. The reason why is this will have a post cap on top. So if you're going to have those, you might want to leave a little bit of space to make sure that that fits on nicely. So go ahead and secure that. And you're going to have two types of panels. So some of these panels are going to have two posts, and then some of these are just going to have one. So the reason for this we'll see in a second, but you just need one of these and then you're going to need multiple of these. So this is called a starter panel, and then these are going to be your continuation panels. So here we have like a little simulation of the actual job site. So let's say that you need to make this kind of L shape, and then let's just say it just continues on and on, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to take your starter panel. The starter panel itself has two posts. So you're going to secure that into place. You've got your holes that you're working with, right? So you need to put in gravel and sand to make sure that you have proper drainage before you add the cement in there. Make sure that it's appropriately deep, right? And that you have the right amount of cement. So what's going to happen here is you've got the starter panel. Now what you do is you're going to go ahead and add your next panel. So this one does not need two posts. It just needs one, which is on this side right here. And then it's going to attach directly to this one here, through the sides, just like we did with the other one, right? And then you continue on this way as well. This one only has one post, which is here, and then it's connecting to this shared post. And then if you need to turn, this can also be your turning post. So it's also shared, between these two panels, and so on and so on. All right. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to use some 2x2 lumber. So this is 29 inches. And we're going to cut a few of these just to lock the panel on the side here so that it doesn't sway side to side here either. This will lock the panel all around essentially. So what we're going to do is we're just going to secure this through the sides here as well using either 2.5 or 3.5 inch screws. That would be up to you. But go ahead and do that for both sides. And when the panel is done here, this is what it's going to look like when it's fully locked in. All right, the last step, it's optional. It's these decorative post caps, right? So you can purchase these at like Home Depot or Lowe's or any hardware store. Next, you gotta paint or stain these. So what you can do is you can seal it with like a marine grade sealant if you want something that looks like natural wood. Or of course you have the option of painting it as well. Now, for those of you who are interested in the DIY plan PDF, it is going to be linked below. It's much more detailed. It includes a tools list, a materials list, a cut list, a shopping list, and of course the step-by-step instructions. And most importantly, it includes the information on how to build the gate as well. So this is something that you can print and work offline at your own pace in your garage. I do appreciate everyone who supports Good DIY Plans. I hope you guys have an awesome day. If this video was valuable to you, check out the next project on the screen.